Welcome to part 2 of Game Club's weekly podcast. And the topic of the week is fall 2016 releases are coming out. We're right on the cusp of it.
The most wonderful time of the year.
Yeah. And we thought we'd all just choose our favorite picks for this fall's releases and round robin discuss them. And Josh, you weren't prepared for this. So.
I was.
Oh, you are?
Filthy casual corner.
Yeah, so as you know, if you are an avid watcher of this game club,
Never wanted to punch somebody more
I
in
am
my
all
life.
about the cell phone games. They're great for dump time.
All about it.
Dump time.
Well, everybody's got to spend a few minutes on the toilet.
That's why it's a filthy casual corner.
Yeah, well, you didn't tell
know
me
what
I
you're
had to be
doing.
specific. If you're not on Clash Royale these days, you are missing out on a worldwide movement.
Because you're doing other things.
Largely because those things are less important. But over the next 6 weeks, Clash Royale will be releasing 3 brand new legendary cards. So that's pretty cool.
Okay, so that's your first game.
That is my first game.
So I was going to start off. So I'll start off the real conversation now.
All right, thank you.
One of my picks
it's
is...
a new Candy Crush.
Pony Island.
So I'm not going to start with my favorite one because I think Chris will want to talk about it. So I'm going to start with one Chris definitely won't want to talk about.
Zelda of some kind?
Season 3 of the Walking Dead Telltale series.
Nice.
Yeah. Gonna find out what Clem's been doing. She looks a little older, a little more seasoned. She probably can kill men a lot quicker than she could in season 2. This is gonna be great.
It's part of that new age feminism that's coming strong.
Yeah. All jokes aside, those are powerful stories. Those Walking Dead seasons on the Telltale series, like I remember, like at the end of the first season, it just crushing everybody in the room. Just how that.
I had a 45-minute drive home, and we left at 5 a.m. And I took my roommate at the time, and we didn't talk. We cried.
Yeah.
That's not a joke.
Yeah.
It was crushing.
I just can't believe it.
It was crushing.
Especially if you have a daughter.
But the value of like art form, like it is legitimate storytelling in a new form that connects with this generation. It's not something to be overlooked or trivialized, Chris.
Yeah, Chris, what's wrong with you, man?
I always criticize old literature compared to new stuff.
So anyway, there's no release date, but it's coming fall 2016. Telltale is the kind of company that like a week before it comes out, they say, by the way, this is coming out.
Surprise.
Yeah, surprise, it's here. So Jose, how about you?
Civilization 6.
So good.
Dun, dun, dun.
Ba-na-bum-bum.
For my RTS and Civ fans out there, this is pretty amazing. I mean, I know some people don't like
both of us.
For the people I know that kind of don't like the art form, I mean, if you can kind of get over that and just enjoy the gameplay, I think that's going to be worth it. So, yeah.
Are you saying like the art style? Some people don't like it?
Some people don't like it because it goes back to, it looks kind of like the Civilization
95.
Revolution on the Xbox 360, and people just kind of hate that. And Civ 5 kind of brought in a different art form, and then it kind of seems like they're going back.
Oh, they're regressing, according to some people.
Exactly, yeah.
All
but,
right.
I mean, the gameplay has always been great, and, you know, if you can get over the art, then you'll be fine.
Okay, you'll have to make us Let's Plays for that game.
Oh, yeah.
Because the rest of us aren't doing it. Chris.
You guys don't know
I'll
games.
go Titanfall 2.
Oh, that's not what I was expecting.
Really?
Yeah.
I'm looking forward to it.
Jeez, what happened to Jose over there?
Did you play the beta?
Really?
The alpha, as they call it?
I have the original, and that's it. That's all I have to play.
The second one's better. Don't worry.
Yeah,
All
it
right.
looked pretty cool. I was
fun.
watching over the shoulder of Chris play, and it looked pretty
I
good.
was breathing on Chris while he played.
I mean, and it has if it has a substantive enough campaign this time around, I'll definitely try it out. What were you doing?
What you were doing.
Chris's turn. No, my turn?
No,
Go ahead.
My turn.
Your turn, yeah.
PlayStation
Filthy.
Virtual Reality. I believe it comes out on October 17th-ish, thereabout.
Right off the top of your head.
we all
if
want
I
to play
remember right.
VR, but none of us can afford
Well,
it.
here's why. James will be the person who buys this, as you buy everything with Sony puts out. Sony can poop in a bag and write something.
You should see his
on it
Laserdisc collection.
And poop everywhere.
I mean,
and
something
James would
puts
buy
out.
it.
That's why I'm in it.
And so this VR stuff, I think it'll be interesting because it'll be a next step in the Oculus Rift thing. It reminds me of the way war used to happen in Europe. How they would always fight with each other, and that constant infighting led to better technology. So I'm hoping that
More
Oculus
people
Rift,
dead, though.
Well, yeah. I'm hoping
Better technology for killing each other.
If you survive those wars, woo,
Yeah.
technology!
yeah. But I'm hoping that Oculus Rift will now see PlayStation's VR blow them out of the water and feel like they need to respond.
Well,
that's
before
gonna
you get
happen.
before you get the internet hate, the
That's not gonna
PSVR is a lesser tech than Oculus Rift,
Yeah,
but it is at
true.
a better price point.
True.
It's still gonna be
Competition is
crap
good for the
either way.
consumer.
Yeah, that's very true. I think what's gonna be good about PSVR is that there'll be many more first party titles for that than Oculus or for Vive.
Yeah,
right? Those
but
are
from
mostly
what I've
surviving on
read
third
or
party
heard
titles.
is that this VR really isn't that great. They haven't really optimized it for the people. Like people have been coming out of these kind of like tests of these games, and they feel like very nauseous and stuff like that. And
Well, that was Resident Evil 7 was.
And
doing
that's
that.
Well, not
good
just that,
because I don't want
couple
those
of other
people playing
games.
video games.
I think that's just kind of the thing you hear right now from everybody testing out VR because they're just not used to it.
not for Oculus.
No, yeah, Oculus and Vive kind of solved it.
Exactly, yeah.
I don't know. I've heard a lot of trash talk about all
Nah.
VR.
No,
You're just
none.
a PlayStation fanboy. That's what it is.
No, it's a lesser
Yes,
tech.
Homer.
It's a lesser tech
is,
for
it
sure.
is.
Yeah.
Anyway, so yeah.
All right,
That's my 2
Timothy.
cents.
Well, this is the one I bypassed thinking Chris was going to steal it. Dishonored 2.
Oh, of course.
Yeah.
But I was going chronologically.
Oh, I see. Yeah, I was just going
I'm
order of
lying.
importance for me.
I've never played the first one.
Oh, yeah.
Go play the first one. It's probably pretty cheap now.
First
Yeah.
one's great.
$18.97 at your local GameStop.
Great first-person stealth game.
He doesn't
Kind of
actually know.
semi open
listening.
world. We've lost. We're now just a train on fire going off the
Jesus, keep
rails,
going.
crashing
What's
into
good?
Mississippi.
Woo!
So, so yeah, Dishonored 2, great first-person stealth game, skill tree based about how you advanced. It really did a good job of giving you good tools for travel, like being able to. What was Blink was the term
Yeah.
they used?
I also like that there's a mix of magic and physical fighting.
Right.
So you can't just go
And
through
like steampunk technology.
Yeah, you can't
too.
just magic your way through everything, but it's
Right.
also some games they add magic stuff in and it's completely useless.
Yeah.
So it's a nice balance.
Yeah, it was very nicely balanced. And my only criticism at the time was that I just wanted more of it.
Right.
Which is a good criticism to have.
It's like a good
Right.
pizza.
Yeah. So I'm hoping Dishonored 2, you'll get to choose between the old character Corvo, who I'll probably pick because I
Because
was
freaking Corvo.
YOLO.
yeah, because he's freaking Corvo. And then they have the grown up princess. I can't remember her name. Off the top of
Emily,
my head.
isn't it?
Emily? Yeah, I think you're right. And
Lame.
the trailers have only shown off her powers.
Right.
So I'm curious about what they've done with Corvo. Maybe nothing. I don't
His
know.
crazy mask.
Yeah.
Anyways.
Let's make some
that's
Corvo
that game.
masks on Game Club.
And what I like about the current Corvo, like
here we go.
with some of the art they've shown, is like he has like really old, like kind of crazy hair coming out the sides now. It makes him look way more nuts with that mask on. So, okay, next game, Jose.
Forza Horizon 3. Nothing else
I've
needs to
been
be said.
thinking about playing that, and I never play
I've
racing games.
considered watching it once.
No, I don't play racing
Well,
games.
you got to get an Xbox first of all.
I already have one.
Oh, well then, there you go. You can
welcome.
play this
I told you, I might be a Sony fanboy,
welcome.
but I play all the company's
That's true.
games.
That's very true. Very,
Well,
very true.
Horizon 3 is really good. It's if you guys don't know, it's a racing game that takes place on online. So you go around racing in this open world, and then you just pick up races with other players, and yeah. That's
so it's
pretty
kind of
fun.
like Need for Speed. Which Need for Speed was that? Where you could battle people online?
Yeah, I'm not sure which one that
It was
was.
pretty fun because you could
Yeah.
mess with people online.
Yeah, so Forza Horizon 3, definitely looking forward to that. It's
Heck yeah,
actually
man.
coming out September 27th, so look out for that, man.
Like this week, yo.
So my other pick would be Battlefield
Tuesday.
1,
okay.
Ew.
which is a lot of fun.
Actually, I'm looking forward to
Visually
that
stunning.
one too, yeah.
Yeah, and it's kind of silly in a way when you like try and fly the old biplanes and they're all crappy. So it's funny that Call of Duty's going into the future. So Battlefield was like, well, screw you guys, we'll go the other way.
Right.
Trench warfare.
Which is
yay.
good because that means that there's room for both.
Right.
Enjoyable.
Plus,
Yeah.
it's very satisfying to ride in on a horse and chop a guy down with your saber and then
Yeah.
get blown up by a tank.
Do they still have
World
like
War I was
Constantino
weird.
wire?
And Call of Duty is kind of in a ridiculous cycle right now where it's like, we're doing future. Now it's more future.
Yes.
But just like that. Future.
future.
Do I get one more?
Future.
Yeah, go for it.
Futurist. Super Mario Run. And here's why I'm excited about
I'm
this.
kind of excited about this too.
Because you can wipe and play at the same time.
He totally stole my thunder. He totally stole my poop thunder. Okay, here's the second reason I'm really excited about this is because Apple touted this as being a big part of their release. And anytime they dedicate screen time to something like this, where they brought in, what's his face, Mario guy, and
Miyamoto.
Sure. Mario guy, that's what I said. But I'm excited just because there should be something big to this, unless it was just a cheap, crappy partnership sellout thing, which I'm afraid is going to be the reality. And if it's true, I'm going to throw your iPhone through a window and never play it again.
I'm going to ask you,
How can
how
you
is it
even
that I
hate
own an
Mario?
iPhone?
I don't hate Mario, but if it's just another Mario game with nothing, if the only special thing about Mario is you can play it with one hand, I don't care.
Well,
It's basically
yeah,
a runner game.
Yeah, and that's
Yeah.
all. I mean, that is all it is. And so I know it's not trying to be more than that. But if the only cool thing about it is you can play this Wonder game with one hand, I'll just go play Temple Run
Yeah.
because it'll be
You're
cheap. 'cause-
casual. What are you talking about? This is your type of game. I don't get
It
it.
doesn't get more casual.
This
than
game
that.
is filthy.
One hand.
God. What do you want, you
Gosh.
casual?
Well, it does, but it's just stuff we're not
Do you
allowed to
even
talk about
casual,
on the
bro?
podcast.
Right?
Okay, last round here. I'm
Okay.
also pretty excited about Rise of the Tomb Raider coming to PS4. It came on Xbox One last year, and I didn't avoid it. There was a lot coming out at the time. I think it came out the same day as what was that game? Oh, it was Fallout 4. Came out the same day as Fallout 4. What a stupid mistake that was. and so I just bypassed it last fall thinking I would get around to it sooner or later. Then I forgot about it. And then now the release for PS4 is coming, and now I'm more open to playing it. I think it has less competition. Because back then I had The Witcher 3, I had Fallout 4 the day it came out. I had Metal Gear Solid 5 had come out just before it.
Which game is this?
Rise of the Tomb Raider.
Oh, yeah, I got it on the Xbox One. Really good game.
Yeah.
You'll enjoy it, yeah, for sure.
Yeah, so I'm excited for that. What's your next one, Jose?
Number 3 for me would be Gears of War 4.
I knew you were going to pick that.
I've played the first 3, and I'm really looking forward to what
Did you
they
play
kinda
through
changed.
Judgment, though?
No, I didn't. I just played the first 3. In the
Because we all
trilogy.
know spin-offs are trash.
Yeah. Well, I never really got around to playing that at the moment.
It was around the same. It was the same year that God of War had its like non-numbered spin-off game as God of War Ascension, and
Okay,
that was trash too.
Yeah. So Gears of War 4, looking forward to it.
Yeah, Chris.
Coming out next month.
Well, I
Yes.
would say Star Trek Bridge Crew.
Okay.
Hell yeah,
But
dude.
since I don't have VR and none of us do,
James has it. I'm telling you, he'll get it.
so I'll just go with Gwent.
Oh yeah.
Oh
Gwent.
yeah, nice.
Gwent. Gotta
Good
play
choice,
Gwent.
man. Awesome.
All right. All right. Okay. So moving on.
Moving
Those
on.
are our fall picks. Play them. Play all of them. All of you.
And tell us how it went.
So
Especially Clash Royale. Find me. I'm camaraderie.
don't play those ones. Don't play the ones you mentioned.
Unless it's Super Mario.
I hate
Run.
you guys.
So we open up the news. Oculus
you
has
guys.
had quite a week in the news lately. I'm going to go with the smaller piece first, and then we'll go up to the bigger piece.
Should I put the picture up because I'm really proud of it?
Yeah,
Please
yeah,
do
yeah.
it.
So the smaller piece of news with Oculus was that we found out that the controller is going to be ridiculously expensive.
Oh.
That somebody discovered on a UK website that the controllers are being listed for 189 pounds, which amounts right now to like
Over $200 American.
well over $200, more like 250, maybe
Oh.
275.
250, son.
And of course, things tend to be a little more expensive in Britain, so you could probably like guarantee that in America it'll be between 199 and 249. But that's
still a
still
lot.
for controllers. That is, I mean, I thought Jose was a total idiot for buying that Xbox Elite controller, and that's $50
What a hater,
cheaper
man.
than 200.
And now you find out how your friend feels about you.
Right?
I told him to his face.
He's just jealous I got it and he doesn't, man.
It is
So-
nice to hold,
He's just
but
jealous there's not a PS Elite controller.
There you go.
Over. That's true because some of those PS4 controllers are trash.
They all are.
So, but to the big news of Oculus, right?
The big news is, so Palmer Luckey, who's one of the original founders for the Oculus company, people discovered that he is a Trump troll. Now, he denied it up and down, but the evidence keeps stacking that he is somebody who's been posting anonymously as Nimble Richman. Great name, Nimble Richman. And as Nimble Richman, he's been putting out really, really like trolly, really bad stuff about Hillary, like very clearly well beyond the facts kind of stuff. And
So he's trashing Hillary but not Trump? Is that
Right.
yeah, he's
Okay.
he's trying to help Trump.
And he's funding the Trump train.
yeah.
Ah, got it.
Choo choo.
And he tried to claim that no, he's not part of this group called Nimble America. That he actually provided, he gave them a donation, but he isn't actually associated with them. But there's all this evidence that in fact he's their vice president.
Busted, dude.
Yeah, totally busted. So what has happened is a bunch of companies have announced that they are removing their support of the Oculus Rift.
Which is hilarious because he sold the Rift to Facebook.
Yeah. He doesn't even own it.
Oh, that's funny.
They
man.
really showed him.
Yeah, they did. They showed him and his like $700 million.
That sucks for Facebook.
Yeah. That's actually going to be
More
part
like
of a topic.
Suckbook.
Suckbook.
Got it.
Am I right?
Am I right? So anyway, that's some big news right now with the Oculus. Hopefully that doesn't affect the way that, you know.
Every time you say Oculus, you have to do this.
You know, it seems like Oculus was
Probably Oculus viewers
Oculus was like
watching YouTube on your Rift.
Oculus was in a position to dominate the VR market, but it seems like Vive and possibly PSVR is completely stealing the market from Oculus. Would you agree, Chris?
I think the Vive looks pretty cool. Like if I had the money, I'd probably buy a Vive.
Yeah, because that's the problem. Is like the Vive is the expensive option. The PSVR is the more affordable option.
Is it that much more expensive too when you factor in the controller price for the Vive compared to a Rift?
Compared to, well, yeah, I wasn't referring to the Rift yet. The VR is the cheaper option. The Vive is a more expensive option, and the Oculus seems to have no niche of its own now.
Well, not only
Unless
that,
you want to
it
make
has
America great again.
It also has a separate market for its own game. So if you're not even like if you buy a game from like let's say Steam and it's VR supported, you can't really play it on the Oculus.
Yeah, you have to
Specifically Oculus
jailbreak it
supported?
essentially.
Yeah, exactly.
Dude.
So screw Oculus.
That's an exclusivity that Oculus hasn't earned.
Exactly.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
So, next news.
Next news.
Next news, we got Rocket League.
Oh,
First of all, Josh and I spent
love this
way
game.
too much time playing Rocket
Probably
League.
about 150 hours worth of Rocket League.
I love
It was
this
really
game,
bad.
too.
We played so much Rocket League, and it was
So
fun
fun.
from beginning to end. It's got some DLC coming out that sounds pretty awesome, including like a whole stage underwater now.
I stopped being friends
Yeah.
with people over this game.
not a stage, but what
map.
is it? A stadium.
Stadium.
A stadium. That's what I
Yeah.
meant. You know, a stadium all underwater.
Stadium stage. I
Some
don't play sports.
also, you know, new cars to fit that context. It just, you know, I always want to give Rocket League some love because first of all, one of the founders of that company came from old IGN, which as a kid I loved old IGN.
Who's that?
Who is the founder? His name is escaping me right now because I suck with names. But
Not much.
it's one. No, I do.
If you haven't played Rocket League, you really should try it out.
It's so much
Roper.
fun.
His name's Roper. That's his last name.
Okay,
Ebert?
but try it out.
How much was the download? It was like $3, wasn't it?
For
For what?
Rocket League?
For Rocket League originally?
Oh no! I mean to buy the game, it's like $19.99.
Oh, okay. Just kidding.
The
Sorry.
PlayStation PlayStation Plus owners got it for free when it
That's
first
what it was,
released,
that's
so
what it
I
was.
never paid a dime for
Yeah.
it. But I bought all the DLC, which it's either free or $1.99 depending on what sort of DLC it is.
Plus, also, there's a new DLC for September, which adds the ability to get more extravagant power-ups, according to IGN.
Which will finally make a difference.
Yeah, you'll be able to kick an opponent's car. That sounds fun.
Oh, that sounds
And
awesome.
grappling hook, a ball puncher, not you know what you think. An actual soccer
It
ball,
punches
probably.
balls. It does what
So,
you
yeah.
think.
Well, for
Okay.
you dirty-minded individuals,
Yeah.
it'll be fun. Check it out.
In other crappy news this week, and I'm referring back to the Oculus news when I say that,
Okay.
that what's the company that 100 Valve reviewers, you know, these are just people who are they use Steam, and they've, you know, when you play a game you can review a game, give your thoughts on it. Well, 100 people on Steam, 100 Steam users have been sued for $18 million
That's stupid.
for giving a bad review to a game made by Digital Homicide.
Are you not allowed to
Hey,
have
newsflash! You should have used that money to actually make a better game.
Because your game sucks.
Yeah.
Promoted.
Now we're gonna get.
Now we're gonna get sued, you a-holes.
Because 8 people watch this, and all of them are going to be crappy people.
You showed them.
I just think that's a really interesting thing that Valve invited all users to review Steam games, and that was in an effort to try to let the really good games piled under all the crap that Steam has kind of be lifted up by reviews and kind of be a cream of the crop sort of thing.
Yeah.
But that also means you're going to get lots of bad reviews. It's going to force other games to sort of be buried under bad reviews, especially if they deserve them. But for this free service that's users are giving to Steam, now they're getting sued for a lot of money. And that's scary that could possibly happen, because even if this is ultimately thrown out, court isn't cheap. Right?
Yeah.
It is not cheap. At the very least, it takes a lot of personal effort and time off of work to represent yourself. B, it could cost you a lawyer to represent yourself in
But
court.
this has also happened with Yelp, where people have been sued for bad reviews.
Really?
Yeah.
Uh-oh.
That's BS, dude.
I'm kind of a big deal on Yelp. So
I think it sucks because they're trying to kind of control free speech here. I mean, you're kind of giving your opinion on what your experience was, and now they're trying to kind of change that, and I think it's BS, dude.
yeah. It's not a good thing.
Yeah.
Moving on, Jose.
Yes. Microsoft talks difference in power between the PS4 and the Microsoft Scorpio. So they're pretty much saying that the Scorpio hardware is going to be a lot better for 4K gaming compared to the PS4.
Now, do you know why? I know why.
Go ahead and say why.
Well, because as far as we can tell, everything on the PS4 Pro is more or less upscaling. It's an upscaling scenario, whereas the Scorpio, it's native.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah, it's got native hardware. Now, my understanding was the PS4 Pro might be native, although I'm unclear about that. It seems like Microsoft thinks that it's absolutely just an upscaling situation.
Well, I think it isn't every game going to be like that anyways, because aren't both companies making sure that the game developers make the game for both the original hardware, which was the PS4, Xbox One, and then also working with the new hardware?
Yeah, but just like a PC, it can be natively the native output can be at many levels. Like, so you can buy one PC game and tell your PC to natively render it at like 480, or you can tell it to natively render at 1080 or whatever.
Okay.
So that's already possible.
You think this is Microsoft trying to make up for the Xbox One being 720?
Yeah, that's exactly what this is. They got slapped up and down a few years back for the whole no game is more than 900p thing, right?
Yeah.
1080i.
Yeah.
I think it's funny because Phil Spencer, I believe, is the Microsoft CEO. Previously, prior to this, he was kind of more like stating like, oh, it's good that PS4 and Xbox One both have their games out there. We don't have a competition with them. And now they're coming out with this, and they're kind of making it a competition again between the PS4 and Microsoft. So I find that kind of ironic. But at the same time, it's pretty cool that Xbox is kicking ass.
Yeah. So
That's all I got to say.
It goes back and forth. Like back during the Xbox 360,
right?
in the first half of the Xbox 360's life, Microsoft was on top, and then PS3 slowly gained ground on them until the PS4 dominated. And now it's just pendulum's gonna keep swinging. So we're gonna skip the Nintendo news because you know what? We don't need to hear good news about Nintendo. Nobody likes Nintendo.
And we're already at 23 minutes.
Exactly. So let's jump into we'll do the sales now. You ready for the sales?
There's a couple of them actually, a few. Let me see. This thing ain't working. One of the sales is XCOM 2 on eBay. You can actually get it for. Let me look it up really quick.
Loser.
Dang it.
Don't know your prices.
If I remember on the top of my head, I could be wrong on this, but it's about $21 or $22 on Amazon Prime, I believe. So if you got that, go ahead and check it out.
Everybody should have that, by the way.
And then other games on Amazon are The Last of Us Remastered, the physical copy for $12.95 if you're a Prime member. Fallout 4 for the PC, $19.99, also with the Prime. So you want to check that out. And yeah, $24.30 for the physical copy of XCOM 2, and it doesn't seem like it's a Prime-only sale, so you want to check that out.
Check it out.
So, yep.
Cool. Jose, why don't you check out the Xbox One releases, and while you do that, I'm going to talk about the PS4 coming out this week. So we have Darkest Dungeon comes out on the 27th. That is an awesome game. It's already been on PC. It's a game that's kind of sort of plays like classic RPG, but with really beautiful stylized graphics, and you not only do you have to look out for power gauges but sanity gauges, and it's a really interesting function. Yeah, it is cool. And XCOM 2 comes out the same day for PS4 owners, console owners, and Dead Rising 2 is finally coming to PlayStation. That's pretty cool. And Thomas Was Alone. All of these in September. And at the beginning of October, look out for Rocksmith 2014. I am in love with the concept of Rocksmith because it's a guitar game where you actually learn to play the real guitar. Like when you master Rocksmith, you're playing guitar. and that's neat as opposed to like Guitar Hero
I played
where
Rocksmith for hours.
you're just clicking a lot of buttons.
Nice.
Yeah, it's a lot of fun.
Yeah.
Awesome.
And Rise of the Tomb Raider by October 11th, so look out for that. And that's the next couple weeks. Oh, same day, Metal Gear Solid 5, the definitive experience. If you've never played Metal Gear Solid 5, that's the time to jump on. Get the whole experience in one disc and love it. Jose?
FIFA 17 and Forza Horizon are coming out soon. Forza Horizon 3, I mean. And then Evertide, I don't even know. Eventide. Yeah, there we go. That's the one. I don't even know. Virginia's out.
Good job, Jose. Good job.
That's going to be pretty cool, I believe, Virginia. I heard a lot of good things about it, so if you want to check that out, check it out. I definitely will. But I think, let me see. Yeah, that's kind of like the games that are coming out.
And Chris?
Yes, sir.
Those PC releases? Oh, you didn't do it, Chris.
No, I didn't.
You didn't do it. Well, I'm looking over. We got Make America Great Again, the Trump presidency. We'll be covering that next week on Game Club. So that's one coming out. Also, Cluster Truck. I think we're going to be playing that in a couple of weeks on
That
Game
looks like
Club.
fun, doesn't it?
Yeah, it does. And Forza Horizon 3, of course, it's also an Xbox release, but it's PC too, just to remind everybody. And I think that's where we're going to end it. So, hey, jump down to the description. You can get all of our information there about where to find us on Twitter and Facebook and everything. And also, if you just enjoyed this video, we'd really appreciate a subscribe and a like and a share. That'd be really awesome. We're just trying to get this thing off the ground.
And also give us some feedback.
'Cause right now
we
it's
got
in
some
the
feedback
ground.
and we're trying to fix some of the things based on that feedback. So
Yeah, should Jose stay on the podcast?
More sexy middle guy Josh.
There you go. So send us all that. Thank you.
Cool. Thanks, Jose. Give us some feedback there.